everybody, to Californiathon 2017. I'm your new host, Ghost King, and up next we got a F-Zero GX All-TA Staff Ghosts Max Speed Run by 1Davidj. Go ahead and take it away, David, and introduce
Hello,
yourself.
I'm David. I'm running F-Zero GX, as you explained. Category is all time attack staff ghosts, which is complete all courses in time attack as fast as possible, but you also have to load and race the staff ghost, which is the best time attack time that the staff ever achieved. And I'll go ahead and get in. So I'll give you a countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. So starting off here with Twist Road, I'm just going to do the courses in order. If I was doing actual attempts, I'd do them a little bit out of order to do some of the harder ones first, but it doesn't matter at all. Also, shout out to SoCal Cool on there. This first vehicle I'm using is a Quickstar. It's a custom vehicle. We use this drifting technique. It's called an MTS, where if you lose grip and turn sideways and strafe in the other direction, the strafing kind of breaks and makes you go really fast. And then since you have to be turning, it kind of turns you towards the wall. So we have to use side attacks and turn the other direction to fix it back. Go back. On lap 2, we can use our health, which is in the top right. It's called energy, and exchange it for speed, which is of course what we want to be doing.
This game is a lot faster than Mario Kart.
Maybe a little. There's an unintended mechanic called MT, which is momentum throttling, which is if your speed's above a certain point, it's actually faster to turn off the engine and release A. And that's because when the engine's on, it pulls you towards your max speed. So if you're above your max speed, then it'll pull you down towards it. Whereas if you're not holding A, it drops fairly linearly. Menuing's kind of bad because if you get a top 10 time, it will try and save it, and then since I have the memory card out, it won't be able to. But if it doesn't, then it'll just go straight to that thing, so it'll be good. Menuing's hard. I'm used to racing, not menuing.
Who needs to menu when you can go fast?
Exactly. So next up is Split Oval. It's a pretty basic course. It's an oval, and there's a ton of boosters everywhere. But there's one thing: it has a split, as the name would suggest, or one half has an energy refill, and one half has a bunch of boosters. We're gonna be taking the boosters all 3 laps because it's fast, of course.
Does that make your energy usage a little bit more awkward, or is it not that bad?
It's not that bad. Actually, so you can't use your energy to boost if you're getting booster plates from the ground. So we get so many boosters that we would hardly have time to boost anyway. So it doesn't matter. And then there's a thing here at the end where
Nice.
Yeah, that one was kind of bad because I messed up one of the boosters, but the course bends down, so if you're going too fast, you fly off. But we do that on purpose, and then if you control it correctly, then you'll get a bunch of air. Yeah. But if you mess it up, you die. So
That sounds bad.
that was kind of close to dying. I messed up the landing a little bit, but
But you didn't die.
yeah, didn't die, which is what matters.
Just want to remind everyone of some upcoming incentives. So we have naming incentives for 9 of the characters in Final Fantasy VI coming up later tonight. So feel free to get your donations in. For currently in the lead for Terra is Waifu. In the lead for Edgar is PPMA. In the lead for Shadow is In and Out. Gao is Gao, and Strago is Voligen. So we still have naming incentives for Lock 7, which Setzer, and Realm. So go ahead and get your donations in for that. We also have a file name for Legend of Zelda Randomizer. Currently in the lead at $50 is Princess, with Josh at $20 in second place.
I think I'm good though. Should be good. Alright, so I did a rail slide there, which is if you MTS along the wall, you can zip along it really fast, and then it actually killed me, so my dead body flew across the finish line, which is actually fast, which is cool. So that was good. I wouldn't really have been able to set it up if I'd gotten the jump, but since I messed up the jump, I went for that instead. Next up is Surface Side. We're going to be using Black Bull here. It's one of the few times that I use it. It's a pretty heavy vehicle. It's got extremely little grip. So kind of like Quickstar, it's got really good MTS. It's just really easy to start one. But we use it here because it's a little bit heavier, which makes like the circle that it makes as you're MTSing smaller, which is useful on this course. I've got to look at this. Oh my God. Menuing is hard.
Oh, you forgot the ghost.
Yeah.
Rip.
Yeah. Sorry, though. So this course has like a really long like 360 loop that we're going to MTS the whole way, which looks pretty cool when I do it. It's pretty hard to control. It's towards the end of the lap, which you'll see.
Just want to give everyone a reminder of what we're doing here. So we are Californiathon, based currently in Santa Clara, California, here at AOD, Animation on Display. Direct Relief is a charity that helps people who need emergency care and assistance due to disasters or extreme poverty, and are able to do this by quickly delivering essential medical resources. Direct Relief works in over 70 countries in all 50 states of the United States. And they do work with not only disaster relief, but just health in general, and they serve hundreds of free healthcare clinics in America and are working to improve general health conditions worldwide.
That last turn right there is pretty difficult to MTS because if you catch air at a random point, you'll instantly re-grab the ground, and then since you're turned towards the wall, you can like catch air and then instantly fly off and die.
So what are the inputs for an MTS?
So first I need to lose grip by pressing L and R for a moment, and then I hold one trigger while pressing the direction of the other. So like I'm holding R and pressing left here.
Oh, okay.
And
it's just like a fancy drift.
Kind of. It was definitely like unintended.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that didn't work.
Were you trying to kill yourself and cross the finish
Yeah.
line? Oh my god.
If you have too much,
Swag.
I was using like a little bit safer boost strategy to take the long MTS a little bit slower. So normally I have extra energy and I can do that, but I think that was the first time I've ever messed up that strat. That's okay. I'm gonna die a lot in this game because it's hard.
All I'm going to say is, this is way harder than he's making it look. This game is, I remember playing this game as a kid,
This game is
and
nuts.
it is nuts. Very much so.
Like, I asked David if I could be on the couch, and then he sent me a 53-page document explaining all of the tech for this game.
Yeah, so
And
shoutouts.
then I decided that I was going to be on the couch and not explain anything.
Shoutouts to AKC12. He's a top runner of this game. He made an extremely comprehensive max speed guide, as the 53 pages would suggest, because there's actually like 53 pages of stuff to talk about for this game.
It's literally 53 pages.
So there's a lot of stuff like boost management.
It's also like size 10 font. Maybe 9.
I thought it was normal size font.
Well, the table of contents is small, and after
That's
I saw
true.
the table of contents, I just gave up.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. That looked really good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. You got a little slow at the end, but that's fine. That was a little better. Up next we got Loop Cross, which is another course I'm using Black Bull, and this will actually be the last Black Bull course until the very end. The world record is actually with Quickstar, but Black Bull's a lot easier to control on this course. it still like gets super messy because it's like a super thin course, and if you hit a wall while MTSing, you wobble a lot and you lose a bunch of speed and stuff like that. But quick start is even worse because it's so light.
So you just like fly around and hit walls?
Yeah, you like just bounce back and forth. The big thing is part of this course has like a ridge in the middle of the ground, where if you're MTSing over it, you'll catch air off of it, and then it'll ruin your drift.
Oh, is catching air slower?
Catching air makes your drift end, and then you will re-grab the ground. And since you have to not have grip to do an MTS, I'm sure it'll probably happen, so you'll probably be able to see. So this ridge here in the middle, so I kind of have to like stay on one side of it, and it's hard.
Oh, so it makes it even narrower of an entry
Yeah.
or of a window for you to do it.
Yep, exactly.
Okay. To give you an idea of how broken MTSs can be, like
Yeah, you can look at my speed and see it go like up to into the 2000s. Not on that one because I was a little slow at the beginning, but
and also this is the fastest speed that the staff was able to get to, and after lap 1 he was 5 seconds ahead of them.
yeah. And these staff ghosts, like especially the ones in Ruby Cup, which is the first set of tracks that I'm doing here, they're pretty good. Like they were pretty hard for me to beat at first.
Yeah, like I remember you were practicing the desert level like for like 3 hours and couldn't do it.
Yeah. That's a death. So I hit the wall there, and there's like a loop, which you can see. The ground kind of like loops up in a circle there. And so I was upside down, so when I caught air, it just kind of like pulled me up.
Yeah, so MTS is, in addition to being super fast, are also kind of risky sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. Not here for a moment. So right here, as I didn't mention earlier, this drop here, if you're going too fast, you can fly up and die. So I've been kind of taking it slow there just to make sure that doesn't happen.
A reminder to everyone, if you donate $30 over the course of this marathon, you are entered into a chance to win a Nintendo Switch with a copy of Breath of the Wild. So get your donations in.
Make sure you enter that. For the game's really good. Then I'm able to get it myself.
On the plane ride here, I played Zelda for like 8 hours, and it was just like, this is the future.
There's a lot of battery life for a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, especially if you have like a mobile bank with you too, because it charges on a USB.
That was loop cross. Took longer than I expected. But next up is multiplex, which I'm going to be using Fat Shark again. Something I didn't mention is the reason that we use Fat Shark on the courses we do is because it gets the most speed out of boosts, both from energy and from hitting booster plates on the ground, and the boosts also last the longest. So like different vehicles will have the boost length last different amounts. So with Fat Shark it lasts 2 seconds. With Black Ball I think it's like 1.7 or something like that, and with Quick Star it's also 1.7. And this course has a ton of boosters, so I'm just going to be picking up a whole bunch of them here. Something else I didn't mention that hasn't really come up, other than I did a couple in Split Oval, is a quick turn, which is press L and R, you lose grip from the ground for a moment, and then you turn by like pressing that direction and the trigger. So like you purposely lose grip to help you turn faster. And we use that a lot with Fat Shark. Even though you lose grip, it ends up being easier to control at high speeds than like just using the joystick to turn. Also, we're going to do a mine boost here. If you hit a mine straight on with the engine on, it gives you a huge boost of speed. So I did that. If you hit it like on the side though, it just kind of like pushes you at a weird angle. So
Looking at this 53-page guide, that is a 4-page table of contents. My goodness.
Yeah. What size is the font? Like if you highlight over it, does it say?
It doesn't say here.
Dang.
This is just in the.
It's
Check.
ridiculous though. Like I was like, all right, David, you need to explain to me what I need to know about F-Zero, and he just linked that, and I'm like, never mind. Though the game does look incredible, and I can only imagine how rewarding it feels when you get all this stuff down.
yeah, it's a lot of fun. Oh yeah, also, so you don't empty when you're boosting, because otherwise you wouldn't get speed from it. Emptying is the thing, right? You release the engine. But in a few places where like the ground turns up sharply, I'll empty anyway, because you'll slow down so much if you have the engine on when it turns up. And I did that like kind of towards the end where the dirt was. Forgot to mention earlier, but yeah. So next up, I've got Sapphire Cup. Starting off with the Drift Highway here.
Is it in fact a drift highway? Is there a lot of drifting?
Yep.
That's good.
I'm using Quick Star again, which I haven't used since the first course. And then this will be the last time until I'll use it a couple times in the Final Cup. Most of the stuff from here on out is going to be Gallant Star, which I haven't used yet, and then Fast Shark for most of it. So this course is really cool. It's got a pretty good soundtrack as well. And basically, if you see the mini-map, it's just kind of like a rectangle, except with like a little bit of turns.
As a reminder, everyone, so if you subscribe to Californiathon, all of your subscription money will go straight to Direct Relief, and you'll get yourselves 4 pretty awesome emotes with the Drought, Rain, SoCal Cool, the Bear, and the Golden Gate Bridge.
Like, he's taking 21 seconds, 18 seconds on laps, and he's 5 seconds ahead of the staff's fastest time.
If you slam into the wall right here, like if I had hit that wall there, there's a really cool suicide that will launch you out and fly across the finish line. I didn't go for it because I'm not good at it, but it looks insane when it happens.
How much time does it save?
Probably like 2 3 seconds, I'd say, if you get like a really good suicide.
Cool.
Could even be more than that, I don't know. So next up, we're going to be doing Aero Dive. It's got this big dive, as you can see on the map there. And
Oh, wow.
we're using Gallant Star here, which is, it's the heaviest vehicle that we use. And we're also going to be doing something kind of for the first time called side attack turns, which is, basically we're going to be abusing side attacks in here to go fast in general. When you side attack, your speed like jolts up for a moment and then drops back down. But with heavy vehicles, and if you're strafing, like you'll re-grab the ground right away. So you can kind of use that to essentially increase your speed a little bit. So if you look at my speed now, it's kind of going up to like 1500 or so, as opposed to normally this thing's max speed is around 1100. And then I can just like tap L there for a moment to help me turn. And also, there's this huge dive here, which we're going to do something really cool. If I can get it.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So what I did there is I MTS'd off to pick up some speed and then side attack dove. And if you side attack while diving, you can get like a ton of speed because it's kind of like how you're doing on the ground, except when you're in the air, like there's nothing that like tries to pull you back down to your normal top speed. So we get going really fast, and then if you tilt up at the right angle, you can just kind of float for a little. And, it's pretty risky, but if it works, then it's really, really, really fast.
Yeah, like he's hitting 3,000 kilometers an hour in the air. That was still pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't die.
That's what's important. Dying is bad.
Yeah, but if you go down the stairs, it's like really slow in comparison. Yes, I'm currently 15 seconds ahead of the Ghost. Just
Kilometers per hour. I thought we went over that during Chelney's run last night.
I might have to read that 53-page doc sometime. Nice.
yeah, the suicide finish again.
Is it faster?
Yeah.
Nice.
The main thing is because you get a really long rail slide, so you pick up a bunch of speed, and then also when you blow up, you just kind of like, the vehicle just kind of like pops off and shoots in a direction.
Ah.
So next up is Mobius Ring. It's a Mobius strip, which is it's like a loop, except there's one twist in the middle of the sheet. So basically, you go around the course twice, one on each side.
One of the Mario Kart stages is a Mobius strip too. I should have explained that.
So this course is kind of plain, but mainly there's a couple of mines that we're going to use to do mine boosts, kind of like we did on Multiplex.
This would probably be a good place for donations then.
Yeah, I'd say it is.
All right. Well, we just got a $30 donation from Dr. T Chops. Comment just simply says, "Hi."
Hi, Chops. So that's that mind boost you were talking about? Okay.
And then for the rest of it, I'm just kind of MTS training. It's actually what I'm doing is it's called TS training. So MTS is a combination of turbo sliding and momentum throttling, which is where you get MT and TS, which just becomes MTS. It's faster because when you're going above the MT point, which for this vehicle is like 1300, which is the point that you would want to be like having A released if you're not boosting. But it's a lot easier because every time you repress A, you grab the ground again. And this thing has really good grip, so it's hard to like get off the ground sometimes, or like it's hard to lose grip from the ground. So I just hold A the whole time because it's a little bit easier to do. But I just call it MTS anyway, even though it's technically different. There's a pretty long MTS like along this part here that I should be going for, but if you mess it up due to the way that the ground is ridged, like sometimes you'll just kind of like catch the ground and fly off and die. So I didn't go for it and I just boosted through. It's not too much slower, but so up next is long pipe. It's a pipe that you drive in, and it's a long, like, the pipe covers the whole course, which is why it's called long pipe. We're using Fat Shark just because there's a ton of boosters inside, so we just kind of drive along and pick up as many boosters as possible, and then maintain the speed between them, either by boosting or by emptying and stuff like that. It's really hard to maintain grip in pipes, which is one of the things that makes them really difficult. There's also that pole there.
Don't hit that.
Yeah, which you got to avoid. There's 3 of them here, and there's more on each like spinning section. Also, this little part here is kind of hard to avoid, like losing grip and just getting launched around. I avoided it all right, but So here I'm going to maintain, or I'm going to not boost right away for a little bit. Because I'm going to boost twice, and then it will line me up just for this first booster in this long series, and then it adds up the speed just a little bit better to wait on that. You enter this long gauntlet of boosters with a little bit higher speed. So I missed that booster.
You're fine.
Since I missed that one booster, I had to use one more than I would have, but during those lumps I would have boosted once more. And then I'm saving this last boost because if you hit any of these poles, so Fat Shark's boost lasts exactly 2 seconds, and you have 10 seconds of boost. So if you used 5 boosts, then you have 0 health, and if you hit anything, you die. And those poles, you can hit them pretty easily, so I just didn't boost there for that. So during those lumps, when I'm facing down, I was pressing A for just a moment because the engine being on would help me gain speed. But then on the way back up, I was releasing A. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Since you died like at the finish line.
Yeah. Well, it's because the rail ends right there. So
Oh.
I'm at a 90-degree angle to the wall. So as soon as it ends, I just fell off.
Sick.
That's fine. Oh, and the next course is Serial Gaps. I'll probably die here a lot, but it looks really cool when you get it right. You just kind of fly across a lot of the course and skip a bunch of stuff.
I'll donate $5 every time
Don't
you
do
die.
that. I mean, do
$1.
that actually.
$1. Maybe 1 or 5. Depends on how many times you die. I'll
I
donate some
might
amount.
get it first try, or I might die like 3 or 4 times. But yeah,
We'll say 5.
okay.
I'll donate $5 every time he dies. Chat, donate
Actually, yeah, do that definitely.
Chat, donate $5 every single time he messes this up.
You can limit it at 5 if you want. But that should be. I shouldn't die that many times. I don't think.
If you get it perfect, I'll donate like a bunch.
Okay.
And I don't know how much I have in my bank account right now. I get paid tomorrow. It's not a big deal.
We're good. Well, there's one death.
$5.
So I'm try to hit like 2 of those mines to skip like the first set of platforms.
Okay.
And then I'll fly over and hit a jump plate and then skip like another set of platforms.
How much time does it save?
It brings the lap time from like 30 seconds down to 20.
Oh wow.
So that's okay. I'll be able to get a kind of version of it on boost laps. So if you do that, you hit that jump plate like from a different angle, and then you land on that dirt down there.
We got a $5 donation from After Dawn that says F-Zero
Yo.
GX is the best video game of all time. Also, good luck, David.
Thanks, Don. Shout out to Alpha Don. He's good.
That looks
He's
good.
Yeah, so that's what I was going for.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Jesus. What's the $500 donation incentive we have going right now?
So currently that incentive is if you donate $500, we will do a Richter 80% run in Castle, or 80% race between all 3 runners of Symphony of the Night later on after the all bosses race.
Okay, cool. So that's $5 because you died once. But chat, we can hit that $500 thing super easy. Let's do it.
So the first lap I messed up, but I got it on the boost lap, so that's good enough, I guess.
Yeah.
This cup is Emerald Cup. It's mostly dominated by Fat Shark. 4 of the courses are by far the best with Fat Shark. This first course is cylinder knot, so it's the opposite of a pipe. You're on the outside instead of the inside. And this course has a lot of boosters and some shift boosts we can get due to like when the cylinder curves a certain way. So it's mostly about getting those, getting the boosters as well as possible, and then maintaining grip, and keeping the speed up. This is one of the hardest. I think this is the hardest staff ghost in the game to beat. I would say.
Well, I mean, it's circular track, you have to know when to hit all the boosts, right?
Yeah, but also like the staff ghost gets like shift boosts at certain points, which I don't think shift boosts were quite intended, but like they knew about them during development. But
Huh.
okay, yeah, see, like I messed up there, and the staff ghost is ahead of me now because I missed that booster.
You can catch up.
Yeah, I'm fine, but just like. Also, these boosters on the inside of this curve are really hard to get because of the way that the grip is on cylinders. So there's a double shift boost, and then you can get one there if you do an MTS and a shift boost, but I missed it. It's pretty hard. There I did a little bit of side attack dodge just to pick up a little speed and go down. I'm actually setting up here to get a double shift boost on this lump, which I messed up pretty badly in the first lap, but I'm glad I got it here. I got one that kind of messed it up. You get like a shift boost on the way up the cylinder, or like the lump, and then another one on the way back down. So that's cool. I'm good.
Catching up right now.
So while we are for the benefit of direct relief, but if you are unable to donate, you can still contribute to this marathon by spreading the word on social media through Twitter, Facebook, any social networks, or just spreading through word of mouth, or just hosting the channel.
Nice.
It just took getting the lump shift boost like once, and I still kind of messed it up on the third lap, but that was enough. That's pretty bad though. My best is like a little over 10 seconds better than that. So this course is intersection. It's got a pipe that intersects with flat ground, as you can see on the map. A lot of the speed for it comes down to whenever the pipe bends to go back and forth, like through the track, you can get a shift boost if you set it correctly on it, or sometimes you can get a double. It's pretty hard and I'm not very good at it. There's also a pretty dangerous kind of spot towards the end, where the ground curve, like you pick up a ton of boosters and you're going really fast and the ground like curves upwards and you can fly off and die, which will probably happen. But if it happens once, then I'll slow down a bunch for it after. See if I can get in here. Nope. 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 Okay, there we go. That's one. Okay, so 1 for 5 on the first lap, which isn't very good, but I'll take it. So right there, I could die. I did not die. There we go.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, so it's really hard. If you're MTSing when like the ground curves up and you're going fast enough, or it curves up sharp enough, physics get kind of weird and you kind of get like clingy, and you can like cling to the wall on the ground, and it makes handling that at high speed better, because otherwise you would fly off. Okay, there we go. I got a double shift boost there, which was good.
We had a $5 donation from Amber CXC.
That's it.
That's me.
This says you're a nerd.
I told you I'd donate.
You did. Oh, okay.
And that's how easy it is,
Yeah.
people.
Also, that's what it would have looked like for me to die, but I didn't die, so
I'm proud of you.
that's for that. I think I will just like slow down on the third lap so that doesn't happen, because it'd be a big time loss to die now. Unfortunately,
This is a really long course.
Yeah. Most of the short courses are done. This category is like really hard to run because it's very easy to die anywhere, and deaths can cost a very large amount of time. So I'm just gonna slow down here to break, and like even there, I still caught air, just a moment, because of like the ground like curves down really fast. So not very many people like run this category. They just do an individual level time attack, which is what I spend basically all my time doing, which is why I'm bad at measuring.
Yeah.
So basically where all the competition is. It's just like we have a leaderboard of like your total best times on all the courses, and your course total is just kind of like how you're ranked.
We have another
So what's
5.
up with the chart there with the acceleration max speed?
Oh yeah,
balance?
that's important. So you can choose between either having higher acceleration and lower max speed, or lower acceleration and higher max speed. This category of gameplay is called max speed, which requires us to have the slider all the way to the right. If you have it all the way to max acceleration, you can do a glitch movement called snaking, which I can show off for like a short moment after the run, where you alternate doing quick turns left and right, and you pick up a ton of speed really fast. You can get up to like 2,500 kilometers an hour in straightaways, or 3,000 with boost. It's very difficult on your hands, and it's hard to control, so it's not nearly as popular.
So real quick, we got a $5 donation from page 53. It says Amber told me to.
Shout outs to that guy.
Shoutouts to that guy.
So there's a couple places on this course I forgot to mention where if you're going too fast you can fly off. So like right here on boost laps, right there you can fly off.
Oh my gosh.
Less grip, so
This is a really long course.
yeah. My best is about a 230. This course is actually like an extended Mobius strip as well. You drive on both sides of it, which is why it's such a long course. Also forgot to mention right here, like at the end of this, there's a ton of boosters, and then if you're going very fast right here, you fly off. So like it's pretty mean of them, I guess, but whatever.
Well, this is also like one of the hardest racing games ever.
Yeah, I think
So,
it's
like, whatever.
generally agreed on to be one of the hardest.
You just went through all those pipes.
Yeah, those ones don't have hitboxes, happily. On the third lap here, I'm going to take this other path, because there's a refill here. There's less boosters, but there's a refiller, which ends up being better for me. Also, I'm doing an MTS on like the inside of that loop, but due to the inner loop physics, I just kind of cling, which is what I was explaining earlier on intersection. That was a bit slow, but it was good enough.
Looked good. So is there a category where you don't set your thing to max speed all the time, or does it?
No, it's basically you either do full max speed or snaking, which is the full max acceleration.
Okay.
There is technically an open ladder, but there's another thing you can do called space flying, which you can, using a vehicle, you can actually gain height as you like turn in the air, and then you can fly around and skip some checkpoints and do some courses really fast, like 20 seconds or less. And generally, open ladder is just doing that on all the courses you can, and then snaking everywhere else.
That doesn't sound fun.
No, it is cool, but it's hard, and I'm not a huge fan of it. So right here, there's a setup for a double shift boost. You can get right at the beginning, which I think I set up. Oh, I got it. Cool.
Nice.
And then you take off going 2,200.
How difficult
And
is
then
that?
because of that, you can
What?
do a jump.
David, you're scaring me.
And then you can do another jump. The second jump's a lot easier. The first one's a lot harder. I probably won't go for it on boost laps because it's really easy to die.
David, you're scaring me.
So yeah, this course is really cool, but it's very difficult to do quick. If you get that booster, is like really hard to get, unfortunately, just due to like the way that the ground kind of curves. And you just kind of hop over the track because kind of like swiggles back and forth. There's a setup to get it on lap 2, which I'm gonna go for, but it's harder. Okay, I got one shift boost, but not the double. You basically slow down to like how fast you would have been going on lap 1 if like if you started from 0. Everything's fine.
Everything is fine.
We have $5 from Chevelle Freak. It says hello from Hamilton, Ontario, Canada.
Hello to Hamilton.
Hello. From California.
Also, these lasers here, they do like 1 damage, but if you have 0 health, then they kill you. So I need to maintain like 1 boost, because if you hit 1, they're pretty hard to avoid sometimes. Or at least hard to like reliably avoid.
I think you hit one in lap 1.
Yeah, probably. So it really doesn't matter. Like I don't care to avoid them at all on laps because the amount of damage that they do is negligible. But it just stops me from using out all of my energy from boosting.
Just want to remind everyone of an upcoming incentives, as we mentioned earlier. Castlevania Symphony in the Night. After the Richter All Bosses race, if you donate to $500 goal, we will do a 3-way Richter any % bonus run. So if you want to kill the hands of the 3 runners a little bit more, that run is pretty input intensive. Go ahead and donate for that. We are currently at $36 out of $500. We can reach that.
That was a pretty good lap or half pipe for me.
That's good.
Especially like for not going for the first big jump outside of the opener. So next up is Ordeal. There's a ton of platforms, as you can see on the minimap, that are like all separated. Kind of like serial gaps. It's kind of like an expanded version of serial gaps. We don't skip as many, but there are some skips. And
I was just about to ask, how many do you jump over?
yeah, we don't jump over very many. There's one that you can completely clear, but there's just like some skips from like some parts of them to others. Main thing though is we pick up a bunch of speed from side attack dives, kind of like on arrow dive, and you go fast from that. It's also a pretty long course.
So I imagine it's a lot faster to strafe around those than turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna go for it again, right?
Yeah.
Naturally.
So I could die a couple times here, but shouldn't be too bad here. I was going too slow, so I couldn't really start an MTS. You need to be able to lose grip, and the slower you're going, the harder it is to lose grip.
Nice.
That's bad, but okay. Everything's fine. So here, okay, I got 2 and then kind of messed up both of them. The ground kind of like twists, like upside down and back upside up again, and you can get a shift boost like as it goes. Also, the skip here is cool, which I guess I can do that. You can do that skip on the opener as well, but it's a little bit harder. My personal best doesn't have it, but I've gotten it before. So I have no health, so I'm just not hitting the walls here. Okay, I'm good.
So how relevant is like lap routing? Like how often do you have to take different paths on different laps?
Well, the first lap is always different because you don't have boost power, and then the second lap is usually a little bit different than the third. So I'd say that they're all usually pretty unique.
That's cool.
Also, I'm not going to go for the skip here. It's not really that hard, but I don't want to miss it and then lose a bunch of time. Like, I should be able to get it every time, but it would lose me like a minute and a half, or a minute 45 or whatever I was at.
We have another $5 donation from Sprout1985 that just says, "Keep on keeping on." Thank you very much for your generous donation.
So I'm going to go for a suicide here. If I mess it up, I'm just going to move on from the course, but I'm good.
Nice.
It's a pretty consistent setup, actually. You just kind of grind along the wall and boost, and then the ground curves up perfectly, so like you bounce a bunch of times and get a bunch of air, and then you fly across the finish line. Sometimes, if you get unlucky, you'll go to the side and you'll fall too far, so it won't work. Okay, so this is starting Diamond Cup, which is very, very difficult. Starting off with a pretty hard course here called Trident. There's no walls anywhere, so naturally the way to go fast is to shift boost all over the place. I'm not going to go for that many because whenever you attempt a shift boost, like I didn't explain shift boost yet. I might have been talking about them and then not explaining them. A shift boost is like if you catch air for a moment and then go back onto the track, the game, like you get a boost of speed. So if you go off the track for a moment here, off the edge, and then back on, you'll get a boost of speed. So yeah, like that, you can die a couple times. So there's a big dive, and then there's some after that that are pretty easy to get, because the faster you're going, the easier they are. But for the most part, I'm just going to kind of drive on this course.
Just to be safe.
Yeah. So it's called Trident because there's places where the path splits into 3 narrow paths, and they kind of like lace through each other and stuff like that. Here we can jump down to this one and then get 2 boosters instead of 1. And on boost laps, we can also get the full refill as well.
Go for one more.
I'll go for mine. It's after this dive, you'll see.
Okay.
Also right before the dive. So if you mess up here, then it doesn't matter because you can make it back down anyway. Slow. I messed up, like, I kind of like bounced after the first one where like the path came together. Part of like getting a bunch of shift boosts on this course is chaining them together. So like if you're used to going a certain speed to get them, then it's hard if you're going a different speed than you expected.
That makes sense. So like all of those shift boosts saved him 3.5 seconds against the fastest time the staff were able to get.
Yeah. And that was like performed pretty horribly. I should have been like 20 seconds ahead or something. Not really 20 for my best. My good openers are like 55s or so.
And you got a 108.
Yeah.
So like 16 seconds.
Yeah.
I can't do math. Like
13?
13, yeah. You're going very fast.
Yeah. So if you're going above around 2,000 kilometers an hour, it's slower still to have the engine on boosting than it is to have the engine off. Just because boosting can only get you up to like 1,800 or so kilometers an hour with this vehicle. So what we do is you boost for a moment, which raises your MT point. Like the MT point is like the speed that you want to have the engine off if you're not boosting. But at that point, it's called like a boost state MT, and you boost and then release A immediately. So you do that after that dive, and it helps maintain the speed a little bit.
Have time for a plug?
Oh yeah, go for it.
Totally.
Okay. So I'm gonna just plug another incentive. So coming up right after this run is gonna be the Legend of Zelda randomizer race between Darkwing Duck and RC Drone. There is an incentive for file name. If you donate, it has an 8-character limit. Currently in the lead is Princess at $50 with Josh in second place. So if you want to snipe that, maybe push Josh in the lead or put another name in. We also have, for Darkwing Duck, the Link Sprite, which Old Woman is currently in the lead with $3,020, and Zelda at $437 in second place. For RC Drone, Link Sprite can be currently in the lead is Moblin at $100, and Dark Nut is at $80, and Wizrobe at $47. So if you want to push one of those ahead, go ahead and donate.
All right, so this course is lateral shift. There's course, or you can see on the minimap, like there's places where the track like shifts to the left or to the right. And every time it happens, you can go off course for a moment and get a shift boost. They're probably some of the easiest shift boosts to get in the game.
Oh, this is the course I saw you practicing for like 3 hours.
Yeah. It's still pretty hard because on top of, you can still die on any of these if you mess them up, and then also you have to manage controlling this vehicle at a very high speed. It's not easy.
Vehicle was not intended for high speeds.
Yeah. Well, it was intended for high speeds, but not this high of speeds. It has like
Higher high speeds.
Yeah.
Speedier.
It has like the strongest acceleration of any of like heavy vehicles, which is why we use it here. The amount of speed that you get from shift boosts is based on your acceleration and also based on your weight. So normally lighter vehicles have better acceleration and heavier vehicles have lower acceleration, but this vehicle is extremely heavy and has good acceleration, so it's the best here. Also, on that turn right there, if you're going too fast, you will lift off and die, so I had to slow down with the brake. Also, those ones at the end are pretty difficult. They're like the hardest ones. I'll probably skip them from here. And skip various other ones. The ones going to the right are all easier because they're going downhill, so you have like more frames to get back onto the track.
Yeah, because most of this is angled.
Yeah. Oh yeah, also for some reason, you get less speed from shift boost if you're boosting at the time, which is why I haven't been boosting constantly. I shouldn't have gone for that one, but it looks so easy. And this is the problem. Like, it's not that hard to get any single one, but it's just hard to get every one. And being able to like accidentally die anywhere is bad.
Like that.
Yeah, like that. But this course is like, it's super fun to do well because you go really fast.
So exactly how tight is a shift boost?
So the ones going uphill here, you probably get about a frame or two to get back onto the course. The ones going downhill, you probably have quite a bit more.
Like 5 or 6.
Like 5 or 6, I'd say. And it's 60 hertz game, so.
So going downhill you have a 10th of a second, and going uphill you have about a 60th of a second.
Yeah.
This game is very hard. Shoutouts to F-Zero.
As far as the like the off-course ones that I was doing on the previous course, and I'll be doing on the next course, they vary based on how the track is. Because like when the track is curving downhill, you get more frames to get back on, which is why I was going for the ones like after the dive, but not the other ones.
Like, I'm pretty sure David explained it already. He's doing the downhill ones more than the uphill ones just because the frame window is so much larger. It's way less risky. The rail slide's a little bit hard if you're going slow. If you're going fast enough, then like when the track expands, you'll
cling to that wall anyway, but if you're going a little bit slower like I was there, then it kind of
Bounces.
yeah, bounces a little. So, like I alluded to there, next course also has shift boosts. It's undulation. It's a horrible course, designed to kill you in every way.
Oh.
There's no walls on most of it. No walls on most of it. And then basically there's places where there's lumps, either like big lumps that we shift boost on the way down, or there's places where the track is like just has a bunch of small bumps and it throws you around. And there's also some jump plates where we'll like hit them and then fly into the air and skip some, not really skip some stuff, but just kind of like take a different route around. Like that. If you hit those poles, you fall in the lava and die. So, fortunately, I didn't do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
That looked like a pretty not too difficult shift boost.
Yeah, there were some easier ones. Also, these poles above me you can hit as well if you're going fast and you hit that jump plate.
The
Like on those
horizontal
ones.
ones?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But those ones actually aren't that bad to hit. You just kind of like bounce on them and then like it doesn't hurt for some reason, even though it looks like it does. Like normally hitting stuff like that would hurt, but
Yeah, I mean, you're crashing a car into a pole at 2,000 kilometers an hour. That would probably kill somebody. Probably.
Yeah, I'd be
Also,
more afraid of whatever you crashed into.
so when I'm like diving off the side there's like a cylinder that goes up, and sometimes the gravity like grabs you. Oh yeah, like that happened.
You did it. But you're not dead.
No, I'm not dead.
That's good.
So that cylinder though, like, we skip it because the gravity for the cylinder is like really weird, and it like pulls you in and makes you lose a bunch of speed. But I messed it up there, so I hit the cylinder gravity and I guess.
Nice.
Hit it again. You have to like go far enough out that you dodge it, but then if you go too far out, then you don't make it back on the track in time and you die.
Nice. So how many more tracks are left?
There are 2 more in this cup and then 6 in the final cup. So anymore. So this is Dragon Slopes. It's got like a huge dive that you can see like the platforms that are there floating in the middle.
Please tell me you jump over all of them.
I do. And
This is gonna be good.
yeah. So the map is designed to be shaped kind of like a dragon's head. It's kind of weird, but like maybe if you look at it, you can figure it out once I get like into the game. Like, you can look at the mini map. Also, this is like one of the few mini maps. I think it's the only one that it's looking at the side of the course rather than top down. But I don't know if you can see like the part in like the bottom left, just like his nose, and I don't know. I can't really describe it, but it's supposed to look like a dragon, which is why it's called Dragon Slopes.
Good enough for me.
So you're supposed to land with like 2,500 or so kilometers an hour, which is insane. But I kind of messed it up.
It's all good.
So you can see I'm already like 9.6 seconds ahead of the Ghost.
Yeah, the blue numbers above the track are
Or, yeah,
how far.
on the right side. It's
yeah,
the
on-
comparison versus the Ghost that I'm racing against.
Yeah, I actually didn't see that until like 3 tracks ago.
Okay.
It's like I should mention that in case other people missed it.
I should have mentioned it earlier.
Whatever.
The main thing is I think the developers, well, first of all, they didn't do this, which is fine too. Well, first of all, they didn't know about side attack dives, but also they didn't realize like how important heavy vehicles were for dives, or else they would have used Black Hole or Flat Shark here. I didn't explain custom vehicles. So in this game, like I'm using a custom vehicle right now. You can make a custom vehicle based on body parts, engines, and cockpits. There's only you can get like a big dive here, and you can land like down here. But so there's pretty much only one cockpit that's used. It's actually, you can only get it via Action Replay unless you were in Japan when the game was out for like an exclusive release. But if you don't have that, then there's like 2 other cockpits that are almost as good. And then there's pretty much one booster that's used. This course is actually the only course that has a world record done with a different booster. It's done with like the heaviest booster possible because it picks up the most speed from the dive and maintains the speed longest. It's a pretty new record actually. Beat the old
That was
one.
that jump he was talking about
Yeah, there
last
we go.
lap.
So that's what that was supposed to look like because you land with so much speed. You can also do an MTS into shift boost. Oh, I didn't explain that. So an MTS, as I explained earlier, the thing where you slide sideways. Since your speed number goes up a bunch, then if you tap A at the right time, you can use that to catch air and get a shift boost, which is
Oh
what
my
I did at the
God.
very end. So I had a ton of speed from the dive, and then I got more from the MTS to get shift boost. So this is Slimline Slits. It's kind of like Rainbow Road, except it's Phantom Road. I think it was originally called Rainbow Road in the beta, and they changed it, and they changed the color palette a little bit because it was too bright or something. But it's pretty cool. It's and it's called Slimline Slits because there's like these little lumps on the ground where if you go over them, you'll wobble just a little bit, which is pretty bad. And then also there's places where the track gets really narrow. The world record here is actually with Black Bull, but it uses a really difficult strat that I'm not good at yet. Also, you can catch air there and dive.
Nice.
It's really hard to maintain. It's really hard to not hit walls in this course. Like, I'm surprised I got that there.
Yeah, I mean, the passageways are really, really narrow, so... And, like, even this part of the track is still super narrow, and that's the normal width of the road.
Yeah.
So getting all these MTSs is kind of tricky.
Yeah. You can MTS down these hallways and boost laps, which I'll go for, but I'll probably hit walls instead.
Have you tried not hitting walls?
I have never tried not hitting walls.
You should try it. I hear that not hitting walls is the best way to go fast.
Not quite always true in this game. If you're doing a rail slide.
Well, yeah, okay. Alright, Mr. 53-page document.
Yeah, you
I was just trying to be sassy.
can. So I hit the walls there, but it still worked, I guess, kind of. Everything's fine. I'm still 10 seconds ahead of the ghost.
Nice.
So I'm doing basically all of my turns by quick turning, just because this thing. If you're using the stick and like pressing all the way in one direction, you hardly turn at all. So you have to quick turn almost the whole way. It just makes it really hard because quick turning is pretty it's pretty jerky, I guess, in the way that you do it. So it's hard to like quick turn down those hallways. You have to do like a bunch of really small ones. Anyway, so that was Diamond Cup. Now it's AX Cup, which a lot of people, or I guess some people didn't know existed because you had to, like, in order to unlock Diamond Cup, you had to beat the first 3 cups on on expert difficulty, and then that unlocked Diamond Cup, and then you had to beat that to unlock Master difficulty, and then you had to beat all 4 cups on Master difficulty to be able to buy the AX Cup maps from the store, and then you could buy them.
So much
So they're
work.
pretty hidden, but so these cups, or it's called AX Cup because these are the courses that were in the arcade version of the game, like the arcade box
Yeah,
version.
the cab.
Yeah. They're pretty cool courses, and like a lot of them have like a bunch of turns that you could imagine like driving with the steering wheel, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
They seem very designed for that. It's my favorite cup actually. Got a lot of cool courses. Also, I'm going to be going for something at the end here that I'm not going to say what it is, but it might work or might not, but it'll be a good surprise. I hope. Very good.
I have no idea what he's about to do.
Yeah. So since this vehicle is like really light, sometimes it will, if you hit a wall, it will function in weird ways. Also, like, it's kind of hard to tell, but this course kind of twists weirdly, so I was probably like facing sideways or something like that, which is probably why I felt like that. I think we should be good over there. Maybe
So-
not. I think it might be done. Hang on, we'll see. Oh, not quite. So if
Oh
you
my
slam into that
God.
wall, you can get a 6 suicide and you'll sail across the finish line. I'll actually complete the course this time and not go for it, but I really wanted to get it. But I hit the wall, which lost me a little bit of speed, which messed me up.
So if you cross the finish line in midair when you're falling, does that still count as crossing the finish line?
You have to be above the finish line, but you can be to the left or right of it as far as you want.
Oh, okay.
So as long as you're like higher level. And they made it so that like even though you drive upside down like in various parts of the course, the finish lines are always like facing up. So cool.
In relation to the road that it's on?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Or in relation to like global gravity. So like the course has like local magnetism of gravity. Where like right now I'm upside down, but I'm still like facing up, kind of according to the course. But then it also has global gravity, where if you're off the course, then it's facing down.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm so disappointed I didn't get that suicide.
What?
I wanted it so bad. So up next here is Meteor Stream. It's a pretty cool course. You're kind of in a pipe, but not really because it's flat on the inside. The main thing is that there's the way that the course curves. There's like you can get a ton of shift boosts, just kind of like in random places. I'm gonna go forward here, and I don't know. It's just like it's a pretty short course, and you go fast, and it's fun.
Going fast is usually pretty fun.
Usually. So staff goes here, uses a pretty high acceleration value, which is why it shoots off. And then as soon as I get up to speed, I catch up with it, and then never see it again. Right there, you can get like a shift boost when you exit the MTS. It's kind of weird.
It's like this is the flattened cylinder he was talking about. It's just
Like if you drive up the side, it would be a cylinder, but it's basically not a cylinder. You can get a shift boost there as well at the end. There's like, I mean, I can point them all out. There's like a billion you can get all over the place.
you are moving sideways.
Just so I don't hit a wall, I'm just going to go this way. So obviously this path with the refill is a lot slower because it's not boosters, and then also it's a much longer path, but I went for it just in case because I got like no energy from that refill. It's really hard to get because like the ground curves up, and then you catch air and you end up like flying over most of the refillers sometimes. That's pretty bad, but it's okay. Up next is Cylinder Wave. The world record's with Fat Shark, but I'm actually going to use a custom vehicle that I haven't used anywhere else. That I kind of built like specifically for this course, where it just has really good grip because this course is kind of like Cylinder Knot, where like it's hard to maintain grip and you just kind of go around and hit a bunch of boosters, but it doesn't have nearly as many shift boosts as Cylinder Knot does, so the lower acceleration of this vehicle doesn't matter as much. And then I'm using a different engine here that gets a little bit more speed from boosters than the G4 engine that I've been using everywhere else was. So like it has lower acceleration but better boost strength. The Staff Ghost uses Fat Shark here, but they didn't even have quick turns, I don't think, so they don't control very well. And you can just kind of catch up with it. I don't know, like I don't understand how it goes so slow with Fat Shark, but they do somehow.
Fat Shark is not a slow car.
Oh, I haven't explained edge boost yet. Actually, I gotta do this first. If you do this just right, if you get squeezed by those cylinders, you can get a shift boost or sometimes a double shift boost and like shoot off at well over 2,000 kilometers an hour. You only go for it on openers because you take the other side of the split on boost laps to get refill, and you can't really get it from the other side.
So what's that edge thing you were about
Oh
to
yeah,
talk
so
about?
if you hit a booster plate on the edge of it, the boost is a little bit, lasts like a little bit longer. Am I dead? No, I'm not dead. So that's what happens on cylinders.
Am I dead?
That's what happens on cylinders if you're going fast sometimes. But I'm all good. So.
I think the most impressive thing about that is you knew which cylinder to land on again. Like if I was doing this, I'd just be like, oh god, I'm in midair. Alright, let's hit this nearest thing. And then I'd be like 40 seconds behind the Staff Ghost again.
Sorry, I would catch up.
What?
I said, it's alright, I would catch up. So, the Staff Ghost, like, the AX Cup Staff Ghosts, most of them are actually, like, really bad. Like, I think they tried really hard on, like, the first Cup or two, and even into, like, Emerald Cup. And then Diamond Cup, they just kind of, like, lost out to tech they didn't know about. And then the AX Cup Staff Ghosts are just, like, really easy to beat. Except for Sonic Oval, which is the final course. It's probably, like, one of the hardest. Yeah, I'd say it's probably, like, the second hardest Staff Ghost in the game to beat. Maybe the third.
Cool.
It's really easy with MTS training, but without that, it's, like, really difficult. Fortunately, I'll use MTS training to do the first try, but... So this is Thunder Road. It's a long course with lots of boosters, and that's about it. It's got like a couple places where you do some side attack dives and pick up a bunch of speed, which is why we use Gallant. The Quick Star is also really good here. And Black Bull as well. Basically the only top vehicle that isn't very good here is Fat Shark. That's just because it can't really MTS chain. With Fat Shark, if you side attack, you lose a ton of speed, whereas with all the other ones, that you pick up quite a bit.
Real quick. So, for those of you looking to donate, just so you know, even if you donate $1, that single dollar can be leveraged quite a bit because of because Direct Relief can put that towards leveraging up to $47 of medical equipment. So even if you feel you don't have much to donate, no donation is too small and goes to a wonderful cause.
One of 4 openers alright for me.
That's good.
The opener is basically all just about MTS training, which is why Fat Shark does poorly. It's because it's like the only top vehicle that can't.
Yeah, like he's in the middle of lap 2 and he's...
Little skip I'm going to do here.
Oh. Nice.
Mess it up, you die, obviously. Unfortunately,
as you do.
Yeah. It's not even that much faster, but the thing is, if you're going like at boost speeds and you don't go for it, you slam into like the wall of the turn there.
That sounds painful.
Yeah. So
he's not even finished with his first lap, or his second lap, I mean, and he's already 17 seconds ahead of the Staff Ghost. Just to give you an idea of how bad these Staff Ghosts are.
It's a bit of an unfair comparison, a little bit, because they didn't have MTS training.
Well, yeah,
But even
like,
still,
the tech in this game is ridiculous.
That was bad. I tried to quick turn and like I ended up just pressing R instead and like flew out of the refiller because I was going fast. Also, the faster you're going, the slightly stronger your strafe is. So if you, that's one of the things that like makes MTS. If you're going faster when you start it, you'll get up to higher speeds when you're doing it because your strafe will be stronger.
Like, the MTSs are unintended tech that makes you go even faster, so you're going faster than the game wants you to go, which is always fun.
Oh, I got it, sick. You can do an MTS into shift boost there. The ground kind of like curves up a little bit, so
That sounds fast.
yeah, it was fast.
Good.
Nice long rail slide there.
That was a good rail slide.
That one's like one of the easiest to do in the game because you just get to boost along the hallway and then the ground like curves in for it just perfectly. So up next, second to last course is Green Plant Spiral. It's my favorite course in the game. It's got just about everything. It's got skips, it's got pipes, it's got cylinders, it's got ice, dirt, MTS training. It's got everything.
I like how dirt is one of your favorite things in this game.
Okay, I wasn't saying those are all my favorite things in the game. I was just saying it has everything.
I like that this game has dirt.
Yeah. I didn't explain it because it doesn't come up very often. But dirt, if you're going in it, you go slow. Except if you're boosting, then it just kind of ignores it. So the only place that dirt is like actually significant is on multiplex, which is the fifth course, or the last course in the first cup. I forgot to talk about it there, but
Whatever.
I just avoid it, or on boost laps I boost over it, and it doesn't matter. Okay, so starting off with the first skip here. The ground kind of like curves up and like does a little loop around, but I just kind of skip it. You have to like hit some checkpoints in the air, or else you will die when you land. But I didn't. So I'm already 4 seconds ahead.
Oh, good. That was some dirt, I think.
Yeah, that was dirt.
Nice.
I'm 15 seconds ahead of the ghost already.
Oh. That was fast. Wait, that was lap 1?
Yep.
Hello?
It's a long
Okay.
course. Yeah, it's the longest course in the game. Okay. Yeah, you can just skip that middle platform there.
Nice.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Oh.
The ground like tilts upwards, and basically you're driving up a wall.
Oh.
So when I hit the wall of the wall, I lifted off and it's like on the global gravity again, and then I couldn't get back to the course. I might have been able to save it actually. I should have tried, but like now that I think about it, I might have been able to turn back around and like land back on the lower part. But I didn't like that at the time. Unfortunately, this course is fairly easy to die on in a lot of places, and it's a really long course, so dying was like super bad.
Yeah, the last... You said that the last level was, like, one of the hardest levels?
It's one of the hardest staff ghosts to beat without advanced tech, but once you learn how to MTS train, it's actually really easy. But,
Okay, well then this is one of the hardest stages.
well, this is not the last course.
I know, but this is.
So are there any staff ghosts that prove to be especially difficult?
Yeah, so when you're starting out and before you get really comfortable with MTS training, the Sonic Oval staff ghost, which is the one after this, is quite difficult. And then the Cylinder Knot staff ghost is legitimately very difficult, which is why I was pretty even with it actually on the first 2 laps when I was doing it, just because I was kind of messing it up. And then also the Twist Road staff ghost is not easy if you're not comfortable with MTS training as well. Almost thought I failed that one. So
was
that
nice.
was a skip.
That was skip. You got a lot of energy from that. That's good.
Somebody's asking in chat, do the F-Zero characters wear seatbelts?
I think so. I don't imagine how they could drive this well without wearing seatbelts.
I think it's probably like one of those like the things that the NASCAR people have where they have like 8 seatbelts on. Only because you're going like 10 times faster than NASCAR people, they obviously have 80 seatbelts on.
So they basically look like Kingdom Hearts characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to imagine that every driver here practices safe driving policy.
He's wearing a helmet, I think.
I don't think it's a helmet.
Oh. Well, then his mother needs to give him a strong
Actually, is that
talking to.
I actually can't tell. Not everyone wears a helmet, but Captain Falcon does, and that's all that matters.
That's important.
Also,
Good old
shoutouts to Blue Falcon being like a really bad vehicle in this game. So we never see it in the run because it's horrible.
Why is it bad?
It's light, doesn't get very much speed from boosts, and it doesn't have good strafe, so it can't MTS. It basically can't do any of the things that we want good vehicles to be able to do.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Anyway, coming up on the final course here is Sonic Oval. It's an oval that has a ton of boosters, so you go fast. Hence the name Sonic Oval.
This is one of the hardest staff ghosts in the game.
Yes. Staff Ghost uses Fat Shark. I guess at this point they figured out what quick turns were, and they use them. I don't know the ghosts or the vehicles. I mean. So, and it just turns from booster to booster and gets a bunch of edge boosts, which I guess they figured out that too. If you're at the edge of the booster, you get a little more speed. So without MTS at all, it's pretty difficult to beat. But with MTS, it's not too bad.
So when is time?
Time is after the third lap here.
Like when you cross the finish line? Or
Yeah.
is there menuing?
It's as soon as I cross the finish line.
Okay. It's fine.
Yeah. We can see like I'm not nearly as far ahead as I would be on it. Restart that. It was actually going to catch up because I was out of energy. I didn't have enough speed, so I was messing up all those MTSs, which was causing me to hit the wall and lose more speed.
Yeah, you're going fast.
Got a real quick question in chat. What is God's intended F-Zero vehicle?
God's intended vehicle in F-Zero, I would have to say, would be Gallant Star. Gallant Star is probably, I think it's the best overall vehicle.
Is that the blue one?
It's the blue custom one that I've been using, yeah.
Yeah.
Time is right now.
Time was horrible. Nice.
There you have it.
That was a 2341.
Okay.
I saw it.
Yeah.
They didn't stop the timer.
Kind of meh, but I'll take it.
You died a couple times.
Yeah, I died quite a few times, especially at the
It's
beginning.
this is not really a marathon safe run.
Yeah.
Like, you die a lot. This is a very difficult game. So, major props to David for finishing the run.
All right, thank you very much for that run, David.
Oh, can I show off snaking really fast?
Sure thing.
Yeah, you got a couple minutes. You're like 10 minutes behind your
Pop in
husband.
by the memory card here.
What?
Pop in other memory card that has some other vehicles.
Okay. Which track are you gonna use?
I'll just show it off on Sonic Oval.
Okay.
So we use the heaviest engine in the game, and then
The highest acceleration.
either the same body part as Gallant Star is, and the same cockpit, or this vehicle is a pretty light body with a. This one's a lot more grippy, so it's a lot easier to snake with. Shouts to Octoman there.
That's to Octoman. That is God's intended F-Zero vehicle. Don't even lie.
Actually, you can put whatever.
Shoutouts to Octodad.
You can put whatever driver you want on your vehicle. So if you go back and forth like this, you can see my speed's getting really high already. If I'm boosting.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And the other snaking vehicle gets even higher speeds.
I really hope that his L and R are being picked up on the microphone.
They are, and I can assure you, because I can hear them pretty loudly from right over here.
Yeah, he was hitting like 3,800. So,
Like I'm hitting walls on a plain course with nothing here, but trying to do this on like an actual difficult course is like impossible. This is why nobody does it. Your thumb gets tired after like 10 minutes or so.
how many laps are you doing?
I just have it on free play,
Oh,
so yeah, I can just like show up. But anyway, that's snaking.
that's ridiculous.
It's a completely different playstyle category.
Alright, thank you very much. So
yeah.
we're going to go to a short break, and our next run is going to be The Legend of Zelda randomizer between Darkwing Duck SDA and RC Drone. You don't want to miss that, so go ahead and stick around.